Now, privacy by design, what is that? So this emphasizes the importance of incorporating privacy considerations into the design of and development of the system itself. And this is from the beginning, from when you first start. And this is also protected. It helps when you are developing this through the entire life cycle of that system itself. So it means you're thinking of privacy when you go into it. Now, there's some different topics that we'll get into around privacy of design, privacy by design. Proactive privacy. Now, this is where you incorporate privacy into the design development of the process rather than it as an afterthought. Now, this can happen. It's this where this takes a lot of thought process around it, in that you need to have someone that's security minded thinking about this before they even go into it. Because if you're thinking about the privacy aspect before you start, it will ensure that it becomes much more secure as you go down the road. Now, thing to consider is these are typically done by application owners that know their product is going to be used in a private or a privacy type manner, and therefore they'll think about this from a proactive standpoint. So again, the new application as an example might be designed to have built-in privacy features such as data minimization and anonymization. Then you're already being proactive with your privacy. Privacy as a default, this is where you configure the privacy to be the default rather than users being able to enable the privacy settings. So by default means it's automatically coming out of the box and it's already in a privacy standpoint that makes it less likely for them to actually turn it off. And they may not even be able to turn it off depending on the application itself. So like a social media platform, it considers you to protect your users' data, privacy data by default. And it asks if you want it open, you have to explicitly opt in for that. So that didn't always be the case. It's now moved in that direction, but that is a privacy by default setting. And then privacy impact assessments, privacy impact assessments. These are done to potentially look for privacy implications on new systems or processes. I used to do what they call a DPIA, which is a data privacy impact assessment, or privacy impact assessment is another format of that, but it just different change in the term. You might conduct a PIA when you're launching a new mobile app or potential looking for privacy implications on collecting user data. We did this a lot in Europe, and you would, if you have a new application, you'd want to do a DPIA on it, and then you'd want to keep track of that DPIA or the PIA in a secure format in your system, because you want to make sure that it meets all the needs of any regulatory requirements or of what the business may want to have as it relates to privacy. Another one that's when you're dealing with privacy by design is anonymization and pseudonymization. Now, anonymization or pseudonymization, yeah, that big word, pseudonymism, yeah, whatever possible to protect your privacy, right? You want to do this. It comes down to masking. It comes down to removing the key terms and key data that is tied to the privacy. You may use pseudonyms for identifying participants rather than using their real names. You may anonymize the data that's being put in the system. That is a form of privacy built into it. Accountability, this is where your measures are set up for an organization that are responsible for protecting the user's privacy. This includes developing clear privacy policies, appointing a privacy officer, and conducting regular audits. Now, this may be you have a privacy person that's their second job or it's an additional duty, but the point of it is that if privacy is a big factor for you and your business, you need to show or demonstrate to anyone that you are taking it seriously. And it can be as simple as just giving someone else the additional duties in their role. But if you do that, that doesn't mean just giving them the duties and then walking off. It means they have to have the ability to make changes based on what they are learning and what they know around privacy. Transparency and notice. This is where you need to be transparent about all data collection and usage practices. You need to provide clear, concise privacy notices to your users. And you'll see this a lot when you go to a website and they'll have, do you accept this? Do you deny this? Those are the privacy notices that are being portrayed on their websites. But you need to do that also with your people. Sometimes it has to be done in a written format and provided to them either in paper or an electronic PDF type file. So again, those are the different pieces around privacy by design.